Hey, it's Yuka. Today we have the new Apple Watch Series 10 in jet black aluminum, and in this video I want to talk about what has changed and what hasn't with this one. The Apple Watch Series 10 casing comes in two materials, aluminum, which is the same as previous years, but we now have a new jet black color, which is a polished, shiny look rather than the more brushed look of the other aluminum colors of rose gold and silver. Series 10 doesn't come in stainless steel anymore, but instead they have the new titanium casings that come in slate, gold, and natural titanium. It comes in two sizes, 42 millimeters and 46 millimeters. I have the 46 millimeters here and it looks so good. Let's take a look at all the details. The screen is one of the biggest and most important update this year. It's really prominent with the 46 millimeters, which the display area is actually bigger than that on the Ultra. The aspect ratio also changed a little bit, making it closer to a square than a rectangle. The screen now has a new wide-angle OLED, which looks brighter with better colors when you view the watch from an angle. This is great because you aren't always looking at the watch straight on, and a lot of times you're glancing at it off angle. The always-on display now updates every second and not every minute, so you can now see the seconds hand ticking while your wrist is down. The thinness is the other big innovation for the Series 10. To make it even thinner than it already was, they had to make the SIP, digital crown, and speakers smaller, and the antenna is integrated into the housing itself. This is such an Apple thing to be so obsessed with the details, but the back plate now looks so seamless that it looks like it was cut out from one piece rather than combining two pieces together. The speakers now are 30% smaller than Series 9, but the audio quality is the same and it can actually play media now. So you can play music or podcasts directly from your wrist. I don't know if I personally would have a time in my life where I want to blast music from my watch, but it's there if you need it. The mic now has voice isolation, so this is great if you take quick calls from your watch. The audio should be better for the person on the other side. Battery life is the same with it being 18 hours, but the Series 10 has the fastest charging ever. It goes from 0 to 80% in 30 minutes. If you have a bunch of Apple Watch chargers lying around from previous generations like I do, the best way to know if that cable supports fast charging or not is if you look at the material of the cable. The braided cables can do fast charging, so look for those if you want to charge as fast as possible. Even though the thinness and the aspect ratio changed on Series 10, the band sizing and the system is the same as before, so you can keep using your favorite bands. Series 10 comes in 42 or 46 millimeters, and these numbers are always a little confusing to me because it keeps getting slightly bigger every year, but you can think of it as small or large. So if you have bands from previous generations, the bands are compatible if you are both on the same small or the big sizes from the other generations. watchOS 11 officially became available this week, and this update is available to Series 6 or later, but some features are only available to Series 9 and 10. If you have an Apple Watch and you're not wearing it to sleep, I highly recommend you do because sleep is such an integral part of your overall health, especially now that if you have a Series 9 or 10, it can detect possible sleep apnea. Sleep apnea is a condition where breathing stops repeatedly during sleep, and apparently more than 1 billion people are impacted worldwide. But it's also very difficult to detect because the person is literally asleep and unconscious while these conditions are happening. Apple Watch uses the accelerometer to monitor small movements at the wrist that are associated with interruptions in normal respiratory patterns. Since it's using the accelerometer, it's only tracking your movements, so it's still accurate if you are sharing a bed with someone else. If you go into the Health app and find your respiratory menu, you will find in here that you can set up sleep apnea notifications from here. So let's go click on that. First, you need to set up your sleep tracking schedule and whatnot. Let's just go with this. And then now you can set up your sleep apnea notifications. And you will answer these questions. And now breathing disturbances is on. It usually takes like 10 days for this data to populate, so you need to be a little bit patient with this. But if you wear your Apple Watch to sleep for 10 days out of 30 days, it'll start to populate the data here. The feature has been approved by the FDA in the US, and if you get a notification and decide to get treatment, you can export a PDF of your sleeping data to show your doctor. watchOS 11 has 3 new watch faces, so let's check them out together. If you go into the Watch app, you can see the new watch faces here. There are 3 new ones: Photos, Reflections, and Flex. Let's go look at the Photos one. You can choose your favorite photos and choose like a layout. The clock will go under the subject, which is really cool. So you kind of have to find a photo that works like this. This one is really cool. Like it's like a vertical clock. I really like that Pinot's ears are kind of sticking out into the clock. So let's save this layout. Done. You can change the font of the clock from modern, classic, and rounded. I really like the classic one. And you can change numerals, you can change the style. These are kind of cool too. But I really like this one too. It's so cute. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with this, and you can also change the colors. This is so freaking cute. Okay, let's do this. You can change the time color as well. I think this is a cute combination. So once you're done, you can add. Now you will see it directly on your watch. Okay, let's go look at reflections too. This is a really cool one as well. A lot of the marketing materials were using this one. So this watch face will kind of like shimmer with the rotation of your wrists. It might be a little bit difficult to see with my lights here, but it kind of has like a shimmering effect when you move it. And you can actually change the colors here. So these are designed to match the new titanium finishes. So this one's gold, natural, slate, rose gold, silver. But there's also these like multi-color one. These are really pretty too. Maybe let's try this one. Yeah, so this is like a pinkish, orangish color that is really pretty. Flux is an interesting one, which is also new. This one has like really, really bold colors, or you can choose like the more muted ones like the silver, rose gold, and jet black, which should match with the aluminum finishes. So I have mine set here. The color fill in with the second, so it like takes 60 seconds to fill the entire watch face. And with the new 1 second refresh rate, you can see that the second hand is also moving. This one as well, reflections have a second hand that is also moving while the watch is not awake. With the new Translate app, you can actually download a whole language and use without connection or your iPhone nearby. This is really great for when you're traveling. Let's try the Translate app together. It should be already installed on your watch. Okay, here it is. And now you can just talk in English or whatever language and it will show you the translation. This is the same as before, but what is new is when you go into the settings, you can download languages. So if you're traveling somewhere where they speak some other language, you can choose to download this beforehand so that it's accessible offline. Let's try this out. Where's the nearest station? This will also show like how to read it in the Roman characters, so you can practice actually talking yourself rather than making the other person listen to your watch. Series 10 is the perfect update for me because I would want a better screen, but I feel like Ultra is a little too bulky on my wrist. And as a homebody, I'm not going on these crazy rugged adventures that the watch can withstand. I see my Apple Watch as more of an everyday companion that tracks my workouts, takes all the health-related metrics automatically, and syncs across all my devices. And it's also a part of my style. I love the new display and thin design, and it's actually exactly what I wanted in a new Apple Watch. Thanks so much for watching until the end, and if you like this video, please subscribe so you don't miss my future uploads, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!